Hello, people of the known universe watching vehicle reviews on the internet. Welcome to this, the 2024 Toyota Landcruiser 1958 edition. Today, I'm going to put this new 250 series cruiser up in the air. We're going to nerd out in the tech specs, see how it is constructed, and then go give it the hot soup in the dirt. I'm not literally going to give it soup. I don't know why I said that. Hey, it's got a matching spare! Unlike the Tacoma had a Steely out back, a donut actually. As far as tow capacity goes, under this plastic cover is the hitch receiver and is capable of towing 6,000 pounds. Single outlet stainless muffler with a sharp cut to it to help on departure angle off-road. Out back, the Landcruiser utilizes a solid axle, multi-link 4-link suspension with panhard bar. Tubular steel links. Much like the new N400 series Toyota Tacoma, you get an electronic rear locker with a 3.583 final drive ratio. However, check this out, Hino Motors, that's Toyota's HD truck division in Japan. It's paired with a set of twin tube dampers brought to you by Tacoma, Japan. Oh, it's steel, it's aluminium on the Tacoma. Rear anti-sway bar, which is forward mounted on the rear axle, measures in at approximately 21 millimeter in diameter. The new J250 series Landcruiser, or Landcruiser Prado as it is known in most other countries of the world, is built on Toyota's TNGA F platform, shared here in North America with the current generation Toyota Tacoma and the upcoming Toyota 4Runner. And this 1958 edition weighs in at 5,037 pounds. Yeah! Beefy skid plates, that's what I like to see right there. Fuel tank gets a steel skid plate. Fully boxed steel frame. Stainless, manufactured by Sango. Gratuitous amount of seam sealer to help out with corrosion. Exhaust mid-pipe diameter measures in at approximately 65 millimeter in diameter, which is a little more than 2.5 inch SAE. As far as the transmission goes on these US spec Landcruisers, it comes standard with the Aijin L580F direct shift 8-speed automatic transmission with hybrid drive. It includes a 36 kilowatt, 250 newton meter electric motor sandwiched between the input damper and clutch and the torque converter before the transmission and after the engine. Steel sump pan on it. Paired to that transmission, and the primary difference that will set this vehicle apart from the Toyota 4Runner when it comes out, is the 2-speed full-time 4-wheel drive Torsen center dipped transfer case. It has a 1-to-1 ratio in high and a 2.56 ratio in low. You can see the bottom of it actually gets its own little steel skid plate as well. Essentially, in a nutshell, you get the same benefits as a part-time 4-wheel drive system in a traditional off-road truck, but also rally car-like performance on tarmac because it's a full-time system with a Torsen. You can see the front drive shaft headed towards the front diff. This does not have an electronic front locker, however. Changing the front diff fluid wouldn't be that bad with the skid plate removed either. Up front, it utilizes an all-steel in construction double wishbone front suspension configuration. The wishbones are fully boxed steel, looks like a forged aluminum knuckle, and again paired with a set of those twin-tube Tacoma coilover dampers. While you can get an electronic front anti-sway bar disconnect feature like the Tacoma, this one does not have it. This one actually doesn't have that many options added to it. And it measures in at 36 millimeter in diameter. Okay, it's steel. It looked like aluminum, it's just painted. It has Toyota embossed in it, and it matches the rest of the skid plating down the underside of the truck. Time for the braking test. No one behind me. Ready, sets, go. Okay, whoa! All right. Got a little squirmy on me. Little bit of drama to the braking there. I would say it was still stable. Obviously, it wasn't out of control, but I would say it's average for the size and weight of the vehicle, but I feel with a better tire on here, it would improve quite a bit. That braking was just made possible thanks to a 4-piston caliper with a 340 millimeter or 13.4 inch front rotor. The wheels on the 1958 edition, they're these 18x7 alloys wrapped in a set of two 45/70 18-inch Yokohama Geolander trailer tires. It is not an off-road tire. That is straight up a fuel efficiency highway tire. Ah yes, Britt F. Treadwear 520 Traction B. Oh geez. Hairy cardboard inner fender liners. Little LED projector fog light. They didn't put any active grille shutters in here. That'd make it a lot easier putting an aftermarket steel off-road bumper. That is a little plastic cap covering a hole that I can see a lot of people trying to jack the vehicle up by and shattering. Unpainted plastic, that'll help with rock chips. Also tubular steel rock rails. Fairly large brackets on those rock rails bolting it to the side of the frame. Out back, more hairy cardboard. The rears measure in at 13.2 inches or 335 millimeter with a single piston caliper. The wheel and tire, same size as you get up front. In the name of science, it is now time to give it the beans. Bolstering assessment. It actually has a little bit more bolstering than I thought, and I think it's because of the fabric. The seats are heated, as well as the steering wheel. The seats are finished in a super durable gray cloth. It's almost kind of old school looking. As far as drive modes go, the drive mode button is essentially just redundant and I don't understand why it even needs it. But right above it, I have a mode selector dial. You can rotate and go from eco to normal into sport. So I'll leave it in sport. And located down here in the center console where all of the drive related stuff is just a focal point, smart putting it in one spot. You can disable traction control or press and hold it to disable VSC as well. I can also slap it over into manual mode and use it sequentially. There are no paddles on the steering wheel because it's a Landcruiser, that'd be excessive. And yeah, let's see what this thing can do. Give it a little assistance and let it eat. Ready? Go! Oh, it built up boost! It actually lets you launch it a little bit. It doesn't sound bad. That was a nice quick shift actually. Wow, that was faster than I thought it was. This thing's got some spice to it. It's reasonably quick. Hood pop. Oh, it's got the part of the grill is built into the hood. That's neat. Medium weight hood. No hood struts though. Look at the hood insulation. It's so old school looking. I like that. Underneath the hood of the 2024 Toyota Landcruiser is the Dynamic Force T24 Alpha FTS Hybrid Max. Now, in conjunction with the hybrid drive system I talked about earlier down by the transmission, it produces a peak 326 horsepower at 6,000 RPM and 465 pound-feet of torque at 1,700 RPM. The engine on its own without the hybrid drive system is capable of producing 278 horse and 317 pound-feet of torque. This robot's blood type is 0W20. It's like water. At the end of this orange robot spaghetti lies a 6.5 amp hour, 288 volt nickel metal hydride battery. You can see the motor inverter is mounted right here in the passenger side of the engine bay. You can see the Hybrid Max system has its own little independent expansion chamber for its cooling system. Digging in a little bit deeper on this 2393cc 2.4 liter dual overhead cam turbocharged 4-cylinder, it has an open deck aluminum block with fused cast iron liners, an 11.0 to 1 compression ratio with an 87.5 by 99.5 millimeter bore and stroke. It is also a chain driven engine. It has a timing chain as well as a smaller one down at the bottom to drive the oil pump. Also, this is direct and port fuel injection, Toyota's D4 ST system. Tacoma. Pretty much identical layout to the new Tacoma. The twin scroll turbo is mounted right here on the passenger side of the engine bay. Plastic valve cover, has an electronic brake booster, and super satisfying brake line routing right there. The engine is almost front midship. I mean, it's tucked a little bit underneath the wiper cowl, but it's got an oil cooler down below, filters mounted on that, electric AC compressor. There's only one belt, which looks like it's for the power steering, I believe. I don't see any power steering lines though. Has a water to air charge cooler. You can see all the charge pipes going to it. Plastic intake manifold, I believe also of Toyota's variable induction system. Unfortunately for North America, this is the only engine option. Overseas, they get the 2TR naturally aspirated 2.7 liter 4-cylinder, as well as a 2.8 liter turbo diesel and a mild hybrid turbo diesel, which I desperately wish we could get here in the States. It's a shame that we don't. Welcome to Rally Special Stage 2.0. Gonna see what this Landcruiser can do on it. Because of the fact this is a full-time four-wheel drive vehicle, I felt it was deserving of a Rally Special Stage. As far as off-road modes go, I have a center diff lock for the Torsen to give me 50-50 front to rear bias. And I also have the electronic rear locker. And then I have 4 high and 4 low, because again, it's full-time four-wheel drive. There's a button right here so you can disable starfish living in a sedan's trunk that attack traffic cones. This is for my downhill assist and crawl control. And above that, ECT second is so you can actually start out in second gear for super slick conditions. I'm not going to be messing with the center or rear differentials. I just really don't think it's necessary for the Rally Special Stage. It's so hard pack out here. All right, let's see what this thing can do. Ready? Go. I like that I let you build up boost and launch it. Sounds pretty good. Did I just hear my tire? My tires are squealing on dirt. That's wild. Yeah. The suspension is surprisingly smooth. The tires are exactly what I thought they would be like though. I can't run it at 100% because of these tires. Wow. This thing picks up speed quick. And the suspension, I was not expecting much out of this, and it's smooth. I mean, this is super jarring in some areas. There's no rattles in here either. The only noises is coming from my camera gear and stuff that's in the vehicle. Let's see, nope, stability control didn't intervene at all. Understeers a little bit. More tire squealing on the dirt. Changes directions rather quickly, that's nice. A little understeering right here, understeering, neutral, oversteer. Tires are a major contributing factor to right now. Felt a little bit of hesitation, like there was some traction control intervening, and right there a little bit of stability control. So even with it turned off all the way, the robots are still trying to keep you safe. Yeah, you can carry a lot of speed with this thing. Oh, that was a pucker factor right there. I felt this thing literally just sliding. The actual hardware, oh, I got a little bit of air. The hardware itself is great. Excellent power. More tire squealing. I don't have a lot of confidence in these tires at all. It's making me be a little bit more cautious than normal. But this thing is actually fast. A little bit of traction control intervening, and there we go. That was wild. Ding, 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 ding. I sound like I'm in a casino. Time for the hill climb. I'm doing the longer, steeper hill that I typically reserve for body-on-frame SUVs and trucks. It does have quite the breakover at the top. I will say I like the controls for the four-wheel drive system in this a lot better than the Tacoma, but the fact that you have to press down for 4 low and 4 high, that feels like it could break if you didn't know and you just reef it down into the direction it's supposed to go. I don't need 4 low, but I want to use it. Shift it into neutral and then select 4 low. Wow, that's very crunchy. I'll lock my center diff. There you go. In the center display, I can view my tire pressure, traction monitor, as well as my pitch and roll. Lock my rear diff, roll forward to help that out. Keep getting a message letting me know that my VSC is turned off, pre-collision braking is off. Okay, I understand. I have traction control turned off. I'm off-roading. Okay, I got my telemetry pulled up in the center of the screen. Again, I still get another message letting me know about my pre-collision system, but I want to look at my telemetry. You can't make the message go away. It's impossible. Okay, see how my breakover is? I got 8.7 inches of ground clearance, a little less running ground clearance. No worries. Yeah, that was not really much of a challenge for this thing. Going back down. Oh, that's nice. I like that you can use the drive mode dial and set your cruise control buttons for your crawl control speed. All right, I'll speed it up. That's a little too slow. Ooh, that's soft. Ah, their system has changed. Normally the ABS system pulsates really loud when you're using the downhill assist control, but it's silent. No more robotic whales. I can already potentially see a downside of this new generation of Landcruiser, and that is all of the safety tech features that are packed into it. As someone that's going to use this as a dedicated off-road rig, it's not something that I would want. I would want to turn all of this stuff off and leave it off, and I would like to just have the option to not buy that stuff. What is up this hill? I have not gone up this before. Ooh, this one's steep. Oh geez. I wanted to look at my gauge, but it's blocked with, there we go, 30 degrees. This is actually a 30-degree climb. All right. It's got just enough ground clearance to keep you happy. A taller tire, off-road tire on this thing, and maybe a slight lift would be perfect. There's a bean pod on top of the truck. Nope, that's not for people. Yeah, Landcruiser things. Oh, the spoiler goes with it. A lot of storage space back here, but this lower thing is confusing. What? I got a little plastic cubby that you can fit some grapes in, maybe. Manipulation de panneau. That says 60 kilograms. You know, wow, that's the limit, huh? What is in here? What the hell? Oh, the battery. Traditional 12-volt battery in the rear. Interesting. First aid kit is Velcro, so you can play games when you're bored. You can make like a target. There's a toolkit in that end, some more little storage areas. That's kind of nice if you want to keep the back of your vehicle clean looking, not have junk everywhere. Well, the fact that there's tie downs right here means this is not meant to come out. It's bolted down. I presume the battery for the hybrid system's under here. I've got some cup holders back here for the invisible third row seat, as well as the USB-C outlet. Why hello and welcome to the backseat of a Landcruiser. This is how a Landcruiser should be. Cloth seats, simple, and all plastic. What you want in an off-road rig. Doesn't have all kinds of fancy wood and metal and stuff to get scratched up and dirty. All-weather floor mats. This is kind of robust feeling. Got my own little climate control menu and screen right here. What is mode? Oh, zones. Just a tad touch of fancy with the piano black that says Landcruiser. That's weird. It's like plastic right here on the transmission tunnel. We got USB-Cs, old school cigarette lighter style plug. That's actually a vent. That's a smart location. It's where your arm cheeks and butt pit come together. It's a swampy area, some fresh air. Oh, there you go. Oh, that's a lot of recline. It's all manual. There's no electrical devices to slide or position these. You gotta have muscles. There is no giant hole cut out in the roof of this one. This actually feels like the interior of a Landcruiser should. Lots of square shapes. The dash is simple and straight to the point. Just has Landcruiser embossed in the plastic. There's a strange area down there of some blank cubes. It looks like for something on a luxury package. Yeah, that is all you need for the sound system right there. The base one that comes in this 1958 edition, super impressive. No point in upgrading from this. There is a blank cell phone shape in the center to place a phone. Comes standard with power fold mirrors. You have physical buttons, little upfitter switches for the tri-zone climate control, trailer brake controller, a tow haul ass mode, touch capacitive LED map lights. Whoa! The sunshades are plastic. Typical Toyota infotainment system menu. It's very straightforward to the point. There's no extra little hidden games or features in here. Inside the center console is just a giant plastic bin. In contrast to the new Tacoma I just reviewed recently, I have to say I think I like the Landcruiser more. However, I like the fact that there is the option for an available manual transmission on the Tacoma, which you can't have on this. I also like the fact that you have the option to not go for the hybrid drivetrain on the Tacoma, which is standard on this. I really feel that Toyota should offer the 2.7 liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder, the 2TR, that you can get in this in other countries. I will say the hybrid drivetrain, I don't dislike it. It's phenomenal power. The fuel economy is excellent as well. It actually sounds kind of neat. Hang on, penguins. Getting squirrely. Also, if you would like to get a chance to own that exact penguin sitting in the rear cup holder that was used in this car review, it'll be listed for sale, one of one, on my website. And first come, first serve. Once that exact one is gone, that's it. Does manual mode shift for you? Let's see. No, it's an actual manual mode. It'll hit a hard rev limiter. That's awesome. I feel like this thing kind of slightly fills the void that the FJ Cruiser left when it disappeared. Although it would have been nice if this was available with a removable top. That'd be kind of sweet. And the 4Runner isn't available with one either, so they got to make something available with a removable top. It is now time to give this thing some scores. Starting with the bean score, the assessment of the feeling you get in your gut, and you give it the beans. And the Landcruiser 1958 is getting a rating of... Next is the cookie score, the assessment of value. And as this one is equipped with a few options added to it, just under $60,000, is getting a rating of... I know it's a lot cheaper than the last generation Landcruiser, and it's probably because all the safety features that are mandated on this thing and the hybrid system that adds to the cost, but it's just a little above what I would like to see. Next is the wrench score, the assessment of ease of maintenance, and it earns a rating of... Next is the meatball score, the assessment of off-road capabilities, and the Landcruiser 1958 gets a rating of... Lastly is the penguin score, the assessment on how much I personally like a vehicle, and the new Landcruiser is getting a rating of... Out of all of the trucks that Toyota currently produces and sells in the United States, this would be my top choice. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that this one is manufactured in Japan. I just feel the build quality is just a little bit better, I feel, than the Tacoma I just recently reviewed. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. I'll see you soon with another. Bye!